This is One on One. Hi, Steve Adubato. I'm coming to you from the North Ward Center, part of our series, Autism, a different way of thinking. We're joined by Michele Adubato. I've known you for your entire life. My sister, Michele Adubato, Chief Executive Officer of North Ward Center, and also founder and president of the Center for Autism. Just had a really important panel discussion. 10 folks talking about autism right here at the North Ward Center. What do you mean when you say a different way of thinking about autism?
I think that we have to look at a person as an individual. And I think that's what came out of that panel, that you can't just look at autism and say, just ABA, full inclusion, no inclusion, applied behavior analysis. That's the only thing that works. Everyone's gonna work. These are these generalities that people make that sometimes, if we only think that way, then you're only gonna get one result.
But how the heck do you make policy, government officials, legislators, others make policy are helping those with autism when those dealing with autism aren't the same?
That's why they call it a spectrum. So it is truly a spectrum. It goes from one level to another. You can have someone with autism that can get a law degree. You can have someone with autism that is functioning below a 40 IQ, nonverbal, and having all types of behavioral.
Both with autism.
Absolutely, both autism. My experience is mostly for children with really pervasive, what we call pervasive developmental delays. Children that have serious behavior issues, and their IQs are usually below 40.
Talk about the Center for Autism.
Yeah.
It opened up when officially?
7 years ago. 7 years
Describe,
ago.
I was thinking about this before,
Yeah.
because I've been there, I've seen it, but I think, what's a typical day? Is there such a thing as a typical day at the Center for Autism?
There's a lot of movement, a lot of activity.
Describe it.
We come in, our students come in, and I call them students. They're 30 years old. They're always going to be 21 and over. And
by design?
Absolutely. It's an adult program specifically designed for people 21 and over.
Real quick, before we keep on talking about the day, what goes on at 21? What changes?
Everything. Life changes. All of the mandatory services that a child will get up to 21 is now not mandatory. You have to go out and you have to seek it.
Who's
and
you?
For the parent. The parent has to go make sure they're on this list, make sure they're on that level. And if you don't, you're not going to get services. And no one's going to call you up and say, guess what? You know, you could have this and you can have that. By the way, when you get services, there are services out there that make sense. It's the idea of, you know, how do you navigate this system? And the system has changed throughout the years. The system has changed as how you attain services.
Complicated.
Very complicated.
Go back to the Center for Autism. Is there job training going on?
Absolutely.
Describe what that looks like.
Job training, pre-vocational skills.
What does that mean?
That means that we're teaching students, again, adult students, how to navigate jobs, how to navigate social circumstances, different forms of jobs, whether it's daycare training, whether it's something specifically with technology. All of our students have an iPad specifically designed for them that could help with augmenting verbal skills. And so we have different stations for our students to go to, but also outside the community all the time. They're all members of the YMCA. They go out, there could be job training going on, supported employment, which means that we may have a student who's working and they need some help with job coaching, and we provide that.
How great is the demand?
We have over 45 clients. We could have easily over 100 if I opened it up tomorrow. The demand for these type of programs, it's overwhelming, especially in the urban area. There is nothing in the urban area.
Well, hold on, wait a minute. Nothing in the urban area.
Nothing that I've seen. Nothing that is specifically designed and in Newark. So our program is in Newark. It doesn't mean that you have to come from Newark, but all of our students do because that's what we're geared toward. We're geared towards the urban area.
The big part of the discussion we had with the panel regarding autism, a different way of thinking, I don't want to do this in great depth because it is in the formal, the panel discussion. The urban-suburban dichotomy here is great.
It's a huge difference. It's autism, but it's treated differently. So it's still
okay, so
autism.
we're in Newark.
Right.
Someone else is in Short Hills.
Right.
8-year-old child.
I'll tell you the difference. Forget about an 8-year-old child. How about a 2-year-old? Okay. How about a parent going, there's something going on here. Why isn't my son or daughter speaking? Why are they in the corner? There's something different. And an urban parent, and I'm not saying all the time, but in general, will be told, wait.
Told by whom?
Doctors who not really clear about what they're seeing. So this idea of educating people, we need to educate doctors.
Clinicians.
Absolutely. To learn the signs and to say, it's better to say, listen, there could be something. Let's get some services for you. That's so much better than saying, wait. Why? If somebody says wait to you, you should immediately, first of all, change your doctor, and second of all, get help. The problem is in the urban area, because of, I think, more of a knowledge base of some of our parents, they trust the, quote, experts.
Is it harder for them to be advocates for themselves?
Absolutely.
Because I think you said in the panel discussion, you said parents are the experts.
Parents know instinctively. We know instinctively if there's something wrong. And when our instincts, there's a reason why a parent goes to a doctor, right? Especially for the child. They instinctively say, wait a minute, something's up. I know something's wrong. And so the expert says, wait.
And you say what to those parents?
Never
right now?
wait. Hit early, hit often. Never wait. If you think, what's the harm? They're going to get extra services. It's universal. It's not going to harm a child. They aren't going to be stigmatized. You don't get diagnosed until later. So if you can get services, whatever type of early intervention that makes sense, you should get services.
Minute left. Question. You've been in this field for over 25 years.
Yeah.
How we look at those dealing with autism and their families changed dramatically in 25 years?
Absolutely. You say field, I say mission. This is my mission. This is my purpose. I believe I've been put here for this purpose. And the way we have dealt with it in the past 25 years has been different. But there's some similarities that I think that we still need to work towards. The different way of thinking, which is the Center for Autism's tagline, which you stole from us, which is okay. It's all right. Okay. But it is that idea. That idea came from those beautiful, wonderful individuals. I think one thing I wanted to say in the panel.
Say it now.
I love these kids. These kids are so beautiful, and they're so truthful. They're authentic. How many times do you see that in your field? I see it all the
media?
time. I see it all the time.
Yes.
They'll tell you about your tie.
Well, you don't like my tie? Really? You're going to go there? We've had issues as siblings, but I was surprised it would come up in such a serious discussion. Listen, I'm proud of you. We're all proud of you. Keep doing what you're doing every day. Thanks, Michele.
Thank you.
One-on-One with Steve Adubato has been a production of the Caucus Educational Corporation, celebrating over 30 years of broadcast excellence. Funding for this edition of One-on-One with Steve Adubato has been provided by the Healthcare Foundation of New Jersey, the New Jersey Education Association, Horizon Blue Cross Blue Shield of New Jersey, New Jersey Sharing Network, the New Jersey Office of the Insurance Fraud Prosecutor, Office of the Attorney General, Wells Fargo, and by Georgian Court University. Transportation provided by Airbrook Limousine, serving the metropolitan New York, New Jersey area.